In today's episode of Business Anywhere, we are going to be talking about why a U.S. person or a non-resident alien would be interested in registering their company as an LLC in the U.S. for tax purposes. First of all, a non-U.S. person is somebody who doesn't have a tax obligation in the U.S., meaning they are not a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, therefore they don't have a tax obligation. And they, by the IRS regulations, they're considered what's called a non-resident alien or an NRA. And so, to discuss the business side of it, if you register an LLC in the U.S., an LLC specifically, this particular type of entity and its default tax selection is a pass-through, meaning any of the income or loss, if you lose money, but any of the profits pass through to the LLC owners or members. And so the LLC itself does not have a tax obligation, whereas a corporation does have a tax obligation. It is its own taxable entity, whereas an LLC does not have a tax obligation. The income obligation of the LLC passes through to its members. So if you're a member of an LLC, you own this business outright, then all that profit passes through to you. And if you are a non-U.S. person for tax purposes, in most cases, you do not have a tax obligation in the U.S. There are some exceptions to this rule. So if you have effectively connected income in the U.S., you may have a tax obligation in the U.S. in that case. For example, if you have an office or if you have a warehouse that you control, or let's say you have employees that you actually withhold payroll. I don't mean contractors, I mean actual employees where you withhold their payroll tax on them. Then you would have a physical connection to that jurisdiction and you would have effectively connected income in the U.S. However, let's say, for example, you have an info product business and you want to set your company up in the U.S. because of the banking is easy, payment processing is easy, it's easy to get Stripe accounts, PayPal accounts, that sort of thing. And you want to do that for ease of use, but let's say you're a German person or a Canadian or an Italian person who creates an LLC in the U.S. for the purpose of running your digital product business. Well, as long as you don't live in the U.S. and you don't actually do the income producing act of your business, as long as you don't do your job physically in the U.S., then you don't have effectively connected income. And all that income passes through to you. You personally don't have effectively connected income. Therefore, you do not have a U.S. tax obligation. It really makes the U.S. By far the largest tax haven in the world, just not for Americans. And it really is a very good solution for many non-U.S. persons. And quickly, before I end this video, we'll discuss what I believe to be the best jurisdiction in the U.S. to register your LLC, and that is Wyoming. Wyoming is the first state to implement LLC regulations back in the early 70s. They have the longest history. They have very good asset protection statutes built into the state laws. They also have very good privacy. The way our company, BusinessAnywhere.io, registers the company for you, we do not disclose your information in public records. So members and managers are not public records. You can get a lot of privacy in your business affairs. And they have very low state fees. The state fee itself is only $100 to start the company, and it's only about $60 a year to maintain it. Now, you do have other requirements like your registered agent fee and a compliance fee, but all in, you're a couple $100 to set up an LLC and maintain it every year, and it's very, very cheap. You have no state income tax requirements. You don't have to file anything with the State Department of Revenue in Wyoming. And federally, at the federal level, if you do not have effectively connected income, or ECI, and you are a non-U.S. person or a non-resident alien, you only have one form you have to file at the end of the year. It's IRS Form 5472, which informs the IRS that this U.S. company is more than 25% owned by a non-U.S. person. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would appreciate it if you like it and share it with your friends. And if you have any comments or questions, please mention those in the chat box. But if you are interested in registering your company with us, you can do so at BusinessAnywhere.io. Thanks. Have a great day.